Richie Cumey.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined. With Kenny Sargent.
Paging Dr. Douchebag.
Crash Gladys.
Get in crash position.
And Statman.
Don't overdrive the car.
Here's the Freaks.
Come on, no freak.
What's going on, Freak Nation? Hopefully you're listening to us. More importantly, hopefully you're watching us either on Twitch, Facebook Live, our YouTube page, and midstream, Freak Nation. Watch this happen if you're watching us.
Midstream.
I'm putting on my YouTube glasses. Bam!
Oh man, you are a sexy son bitch.
Yeah, I've got what do they call them? What are they called? Not trifocals. What are they called? Progressives.
Progressive, yeah.
And I've got it. If you're watching
Not the
on
insurance,
right? If you're watching on YouTube, I've got to do this because I've got like 3 different. These things are readers, so I get to just look directly into the camera to where I can see Statman's beautiful face and Richie's happy freaking forehead because his Rams won, and Crasher looking as beautiful as ever here in the Freak
got
Nation.
my glasses on. I cannot wear contacts late into the night anymore. I just can't. So, ta-da, teacher look.
Hey,
That's
man.
what happens when you keep waking up in the morning.
Seriously,
this is what we've
I need
got.
to sleep
Okay,
in. But hold on, I'm
hello.
sorry, Kenny, but
It's okay.
I need to sleep in. But there was no sleep had this weekend thanks to the 24 hours of Daytona. 0. I had a few cat naps overnight last night, but that was it. And then, of course, I am having in the middle of one of my cat naps, and our daughter comes downstairs and literally pushes me as hard as she can on the couch. Wake up, Mom! And I'm like, huh, huh. And of course the race is going off in the background. I'm like, wait a minute, what'd I miss? Insanity.
Well, the good news is, Crasher, if you missed some of that race, we've got your winner coming up, Simon Pagenaud, part of a 4-man team with Meyer Shank Racing. Simon Pagenaud, Indy 500 winner, IndyCar champion, and now Daytona 24-hour winner. Simon Pagenaud will be here in about 8 or 9 minutes. Also, Chase Sexton, who won San Diego 450 Supercross last weekend. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. Chase Elliott checking in post-Phoenix test in the next-gen car. He'll be here. And then Gar Robinson, who won in the LMP3 class for the Daytona 24-hour. And
a dominant win. Oof.
yeah, Statman, we'll hear from these drivers about how the chilly weather came into play. But frankly, watching the Daytona 24, other than seeing people bundled up and dudes in ski masks and stuff, didn't look that damn cold to me, man.
Oh, come on.
It never looks cold. I mean, I've seen it here where it's been brilliant sun, puffy clouds, and 15 below. So you never can tell by looking at something how cold it is. It was cold last night. It was right around freezing for the race last night, one of the 3 coldest races ever.
Right.
Oh, really? We've been to some cold 24 hours of Daytona races, but yeah, I think this one definitely took the cake. We were not there this year, but wow. Just seeing Elio Castroneves look like Cheech with his, who was that? At Indy 44. Yes. Well, Matt Archuleta saying that on Twitter when Elio would have his beanie on, he'd have it pulled over to like halfway down his eyes. And yeah, they did a side-by-side. NBC Sports did a side-by-side with Elio and Cheech Marin. And yeah, there you go. They were they were twinsies.
If he was dressed like that in L.A., he might have gotten pulled over, and who knows? He might have been climbing a wall for some other reason.
Damn, Stat! You can email him at statmc@speedfreaks. When Crasher said the name Cheech, I automatically went, "Is that politically correct?" I did. That's where we are. You say a word you haven't used in years. You think, oh gosh, can I say Cheech? Cheech Marin? I mean, that's his name.
Seriously. Hello. It's a name. We need to stop being so sensitivo.
Oh, boy. Suave, we'll give you some credit before we get into resuming with some affiliates and Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes, my friend. But congratulations, buddy. You're wearing the Rams uni, and the Rams pulled it off for, frankly, which I didn't think they were going to be able to going into that third quarter.
Yeah, they were down there in the fourth quarter by 10 points. I thought once that happened and San Francisco scored that touchdown after L.A. went for it on fourth down, they blew it, did not get that first down, and Jimmy Garoppolo throws the perfect pass in the end zone. I thought the game was over at that point. I thought, oh, crap, the Niners are going to win this game like I expected them to do, and they didn't. And the Rams stars showed up, and they showed up big. Right. Aaron Donald with the pressure at the very end of the game there, creating Jimmy Garoppolo to throw that ridiculous pass right into the arms of the Rams defense. Thank you very much, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm excited. This year's Super Bowl is going to be terrific. I think it's going to be a great matchup. And I'm biased, but I think the Rams actually might win this thing.
Why don't you go get a ticket, Richie? It's only $8,500 face to go to the Super Bowl.
Listen, you're going to be there next weekend, Richie, for the Clash at the Coliseum. Just stay all week. It can't be that expensive in Los Angeles the week of the Super Bowl. Just come on, figure out a way to make it happen.
All right, Freak Nation, we're going to resume with some affiliates here and get right back into it with some Crash Gladys pit news and notes.
Speed Freaks, we promise to suck less. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined. The Freaks.
Welcoming in another round of affiliates here in the Freak Nation. Thank you guys for being a part of Speed Freaks. Your overall winner, one of the four drivers, Simon Pagenaud from the Daytona 24, will be joining us in minutes. But first, Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes brought to you by good friends at General Tire. Do yourself a favor, Freak Nation. Go to GeneralTire.com to find the right tire for your righteous ride. It's still wet out there, still snow and ice on the ground. Get yourself some new General Tires, the official tire of the Freak Nation. Crasher?
Can you tell that Kenny does his General Tire reads from the hot and balmy area of Phoenix, Arizona? It's still cold out there. It's still snowy out there. Kenny, the Northeast just got a big-ass bomb cyclone this weekend. What?
Oh, sorry, I live in Phoenix.
Oh, you are so mean. Anyway,
Gosh,
let's
it was
get back
cold this morning at 52.
Oh, you are awful.
All right, let's go.
Let's get to the World Center of Racing, Daytona, coming down to the final stint, and for some glasses, the final lap. Four-time Indy 500 champ Elliott Castroneves has had quite the 12 months. Let's just put it that way. He started on this same weekend last year with his first overall win in the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona, then shocked the racing world with his fourth Indy 500 win in the month of May. And now here he is, standing on top of the Daytona podium as the overall winner again. Elliott will be racing full-time in IndyCar this year as he is on his quest for hashtag one for the thumb, meaning another Indy 500 ring for his hand, a la Tom Brady style. But let's just enjoy him racking up those Rolex watches these days now, too. Heck, every win includes a fence climb to boot. Elliott could not have driven across the start-finish line first without massive skills from his co-drivers, fellow Indy 500 winner Simon Pagenaud, who will join us in about 5 minutes, and full-time Schenck IMSA pilots Tom Blomqvist and Oliver Jarvis. It was a cold and unpredictable 24 hours, but it was well worth the overnight lack of sleep. I got to get to Supercross results. Please go to racer.com or speedsport.com for all the class information, including that amazing GTDP last lap finish. Across the country was Supercross in their West Coast swing still back in Anaheim for what turned out to be quite a tricky track. Even though Eli Tomac was the points leader, he had 0 wins on the season to date. But that changed as he finally nabbed a decent start and then used a ton of patience to bide his time and set up his pass for the lead when it was fully necessary. Jason Anderson and Chase Sexton rounded out the 450 podium. In the 250s, it was Christian Craig with his third win in 4 races, but this week, not without a lot of back and forth between him and last week's winner, Michael Mosselman. Mosselman finished second. Australia's Hunter Lawrence was third.
More freaks coming up, babe.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, whether you're looking for a tire that balances high-performance responsiveness and traction in wet and light snow conditions, excellent handling and traction in off-road situations, or a summer performance tire designed with the driving enthusiast in mind, General Tire has you covered. From the G-Max RS to the Grabber ATX, no matter what you drive, General Tire will get you where you're going. Learn more at GeneralTire.com. General Tire, supporting the Freak Nation for 2 decades.
How about this, Freak Nation? No matter how big your car or truck is, nothing in your engine takes more abuse than its oil. But with Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer, your engine oil will last longer to do the job it was designed to do. Protect your engine and offer peak performance. Lucas Oil Heavy Duty Stabilizer, it eliminates dry starts, lowers engine temperatures, and prolongs the life of your oil up to 50%. Hey man, don't let your engine be caught dead without the protection and performance of Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. That's right, keep that engine alive with Lucas Oil.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1327. 800-993-1327. That's 800-993-1327.
Time is more valuable today. There's less time to keep our vehicles looking their best. That's where Lucas Oil Slick Mist Speed Wax steps up. It's great for paint, chrome, glass, and vinyl. Lucas Oil Slick Mist simply mists on and then wipes off, leaving a new car shine every time. It's quick and easy and works on wet or dry surfaces. For a complete detail, there's also Slick Mist Interior or Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hey, Freak Nation, did you hear? With the addition of MAV TV Plus to the MAV TV Motorsports Network, they've got their full live event broadcast schedule for 2021. A total of 226 live race broadcasts featuring the ARCA Menard Series, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Pro Pulling League, American Sprint Car Series, Pro Motocross, and the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals. MAV TV, the only television network dedicated to motorsports. Go to mavtv.com to get your motorsports fix 24/7, 365.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-756-8720. 800-756-8720. 800-756-8720. That's 800-756-8720.
You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Simon Pagenaud, your overall winner for the Daytona 24-hour, joining us in the Lucas Oil Studios. And right now, he is about to show us that congratulatory Rolex watch he's about to drop here in the Freak Nation. All right, let's see the unveiling, babe.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, because it's special when it comes out, you know.
Yep.
Bam!
Wow.
Bam!
There it is.
How about that?
Whoa.
Beautiful. Unbelievable. Wow.
That's it.
So we only get
see it.
the few seconds to see it. We don't have too many seconds, or we'll too much
Everything
for the
that's
Freak
cool
Nation.
is rare.
Yeah. All right. There.
Well,
it is.
who's going to actually wear it, or is this going to go on your fireplace mantle as the actual trophy? I mean, what's going to happen to this watch?
I have to give it some thoughts. Haley has been trying, my wife, she's been trying to steal it already. I'm not even home yet.
I know, right?
So I'm going to have to think about that thoroughly tomorrow on the plane ride.
Hey, Simon Pagenaud, your Daytona 24-hour winner, joining us here in the Freak Nation. Simon, talk about the cold, the issue with being in a race car when it's below freezing. Was it a big deal for you and the rest of the Meyer-Shank team?
Okay, so I'm originally from France, and in Europe, we do drive in when it's really cold and you go testing. We test in the winter. Sometimes it snows, and when it snows, we go on track, even with a Formula Seater, no problem. So when I was a kid, I learned that the best way to combat cold weather and tingling toes is to put newspaper around your feet, okay? Yeah, because it blocks the whatever. Anyways, you understand. But I thought if I crash and the car catches fire, it's a bad idea.
Oh.
So anyways, I found toe warmers. So I used toe warmers for the entire 24 hours. It was so cold.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
it was
that's
so
incredible. So did you and everybody else, or at least the other drivers, Ollie, Elliott? Yeah.
I don't know. I suggested they use the newspaper, but I used the toe warmers.
Whatever works. You guys are now the overall winners. That's all that matters. 60 in 60. That's perfect.
Yes. I mean, what are the odds for Meyer-Shank Racing? First of all, it's my first race with the team. They won 10 years ago, their first Daytona 24. We're number 60, and that was the 60th version of the 24 hours. It's incredible. 60 for 60. So very excited for the entire team. Obviously, starting with a new team and starting on the right foot like this is always super important. But the entire team did such a great job all weekend. They managed the strategy really well.
Well, you talk about managing the strategy, and frankly, Simon Pagenaud, your Daytona 24-hour winner, beginning of the race, it didn't look like you guys were going to be around for 24 hours. You couldn't figure crap out. When did the light switch come on, bud?
Yeah, it's difficult. This year, the series, the IMSA, they decided that we had to run a certain tire pressure level, and every team were being checked live by IMSA, and if your tires were under a certain level of pressure, they would pit you and have you do a drive-through. So that was a big penalty. So we started with the pressure a little bit too high, just for safety reasons, just so we wouldn't get caught, and just because we played the game. And then as we went, we lowered it to the right level, and we were able to manage that tire pressure delta. But yeah, at the beginning, it was a bit of a shock for us.
Simon Pagenaud, I go back with you all the way to when it was Simone. You were asking people to call you Simone instead of Simon.
Well, I don't know who you heard that from, but that wasn't me.
That wasn't you? All right. That must have been somebody else that won an IndyCar championship and won at Indy. So this Rolex watch, let's go back to that for a minute. You've raced at Le Mans. You've raced all over the world. Is there anything else that even comes close? I imagine you're going to be the hero among some of the guys on other paddocks when you go race.
Well, obviously, winning Indianapolis was my biggest dream as a kid, and I never even thought it was going to be something possible. Daytona is such a classic. Even we had some French reporters here that came all the way from France just to report on the race because the endurance racing is so big in France. Obviously, that was a big race that I had on my hunting board. But the 24 hours of Le Mans is another one, right? So after achieving what we achieved today, certainly the desire to go to Le Mans just certainly grew even more. But obviously, my priority at the moment is still to win more Indianapolis.
So let's go a little deeper into that. Which is better, a swig of milk at the winning for Indy, or getting that Rolex on your wrist? Which is better?
Whoa, that is tough because it's not politically correct. But I would never, let's put it in the right terms, I would never give away my little ring because to me, you're the fastest man on earth for that whole year, right? It's Indianapolis 500 is just, to me, it's just something special to it. The speed, the history, and the fact that it's for a French guy to win that race is very special because we're just not. It's not our culture. So I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, being the first one since Gaston, that's just crazy cool.
9 years. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It also helps to get your bust, your picture on a trophy that's going to be there forever. Everybody's got a Rolex watch.
I never age.
Yeah,
there you go.
But you're always going to be on that trophy for the duration at the same age you are when you won the race. That's pretty cool.
that's the disadvantage Elio is having, because he's won 4 times and he's having his face redone every time. So you can see he's aging, where, I've only won once. So at the moment, I'm not aging.
Did you climb the fence with Elio when it was all over?
I did. It was actually really cool. He said it to me. He said, when we win, let's climb the fence. I said, okay, climb the fence, Elio. If you say it, we're going to do it. And we're texting, because obviously Elio was in second, I was in fourth, so we never saw each other during the race. But we're texting each other to give each other tips on driving and how the car felt. And at one point we were like, man, I think we have a shot. I really think we have a shot. And that was pretty early. But we did climb the fence, and that was a really cool moment to share that with him.
Okay, that's interesting to me. You guys as teammates, as co-drivers in the winning car, you guys never saw each other because of your driver placement throughout that 24 hours? You never saw each other throughout the 24 hours until the end?
No, we didn't see each other for 24 hours, which is a long time these days not to see Elio for 24 hours. But since we're teammates, we see each other every day. But we text, and that's how we keep each other informed on the situation. But we did the same with the teammates with Tom and Oliver. We had a group text and made sure we were keeping each other informed on the situations.
Well, yeah, part of that text
at night. I tell you, it was really tough at night on cold tires. It was it was so difficult. So every information you could get was helping.
Well, part of your text, I think it was your last text, at least that I'm aware of, to that driver group before the celebratory texts, were "Bring me that Brazilian magic, baby." Clearly that worked.
Well, Elio, he's just amazing under pressure, and that's what he does. And that's what I admire so much with him is you put him under high pressure, he does better. So I was like, hey, man, bring the Brazilian magic to the table. It's time. It's go time. And, well, he did it. I mean, I tell you, I was more stressed than he was. It was horrible to watch.
Oh.
Horrible.
Yeah, for all of you guys. Kenny, wasn't it Tom that said something like, I just have to go to the bathroom, or I need to go to the toilet, but I can't, or something like that? All of you guys were stressed outside of the car, not inside the car.
Right.
It's actually way harder to be outside the track, outside the car. It's very difficult to hold your nerves. That's for sure.
How difficult was the change for you guys? The body differences. I mean, Elio's on a good day, he's 4'2". How much of a change was that for you guys getting in and out of that seat?
Yes, we actually, we're laughing about this, but we're actually pretty close in size. But it makes for a very difficult seat because everybody wants to be comfortable, right? And there's always going to be one guy that's less comfortable. So what we did is Jarvis, because he's a full time with Tom, he did the base seat, and surprisingly enough, when I sat in it, I was like, okay, I can drive this. So I didn't have to make an insert. So our pit stop time were really quick because of that. And that's why I was after Oliver. And then after me was Tom. Tom would put his inserts, and Elliott was using Tom's insert. So that's why the rotation was that way. And it worked out really well.
So what about Tom?
Smokes.
Tom is his dad is a former world champion rally champion, and he came back at night and put you guys with a chance to win. Are you giving him a little extra, maybe a few seconds off of your time, off of your Rolex to
can't rewind the clock?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it's funny because I'm a huge rally fan, and we've discussed this many times. But after my professional career, I want to go and try to do the Monte Carlo rally. That's a passion of mine, something I want to do. So a bit like Jimmy Johnson's doing IndyCar right now, I want to do the same with rally. And we were discussing, and all of a sudden I realized he was Blomqvist's son.
Yeah.
I was like, your dad, the rally champion? He's like, yeah, it's my dad. I'm like, what? So I became a big fan that day. Yeah.
Holy smokes, Simon!
Hold on though. I don't see you getting starstruck by very many people. Was that one of the first times you've been starstruck by a teammate or a teammate's parents?
As you can see, I hide my emotions really well.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I get starstruck all the time. But I've been starstruck many times. I met Damon Hill, Formula One world champion. I jumped to him and I said, "Damon, I love you." I used to watch you on TV, and Jacques Villeneuve was a teammate of mine. I used to watch him, and it's I'm a racer at heart, but I'm a fan to start with. Originally, I just loved watching racing. I loved to go, and I just wanted to be a driver, but I never thought it was going to be possible. So I was a fan at first.
Well, Simon, if my math serves me correctly, your son Marley wasn't born when you won the 500, but of course was born for this Daytona 24-hour win. You gotta pull an Indy 500 win out now with your baby boy being born, Big Daddy.
Oh, and then to go with what Statman was saying, then you chug the milk in victory lane with your wrist having a Rolex on it, and there's the best scenario.
You got the ring, the Rolex, and another swig of milk. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
You gave me the idea that the Rolex might be his then, but. I tell you what. I said that's one of the first things I thought about after the race is how proud I was to have won this race and add that to the hunting board, and so my son can be proud of me later. That's something that's becoming a big thing for me and giving me a lot of motivation.
It is cool though to see the sons and daughters of drivers via social media and how they do get so proud of their parents. It's really neat to see the evolution of them when they go from babies to actually understanding the sport and then getting into it themselves. It's awesome.
I know it's it's first of all the love is incredible, and I tell you what, I can't wait to see what my son's going to become.
Right.
Aww.
Well, where do you head off to now? Were you testing in Sebring with IndyCar? What's the next step for you now, bud?
Well, first of all, we're going to go celebrate the Daytona 24 win with the whole team. We're staying in Daytona tonight. We're going to celebrate it. And then, next test is Sebring in February 15, I believe, with my Shank Racing team and Elliott. So I look forward to that because that'll be our last test before St. Petersburg, end of February.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if anybody knows this answer because you're driving the number 60 in IndyCar too, right?
Correct.
So has the same number car ever won both the 24 hours and the Indy 500 in the same year?
I think you would know that better than me.
Yeah, we got to look that up.
No one heard.
We got to look that up. Just saying.
So is the party going to be in Daytona or Daytona Beach? You're going to be out on the sand or where?
It's across the street. We're going to Miller's Ale House. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome.
And then party back at your motorhome with the fireplace. One of the fireplaces, right?
It's
seriously,
it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I mean, look at this.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's pretty cool.
Man, you sure you're not in a townhome across the street?
Well, it feels like a townhome. It feels like my townhome in Indianapolis when I moved to the U.S.
Jeez.
Just a little bit nicer.
Hey, is it sacrilege for a French guy to have American wine after a race win?
Oh, yeah.
No, hell no. I'm a huge Napa Cabernet wine huge fan, and actually I'm into wine, so the quality of the wine in the US is quite impressive. I must say the weather helps, but the engineers that design the wine they do a really, really good job. No, I'm serious. They do an amazing job at keeping every bottle similar. Where in the past in France it was a problem to find the right cork that would keep the wine without air to keep them all the same in every bottle.
Holy smokes!
There's your retirement plan. We saw Danica Patrick do it. We've seen Scott Pruitt do it. You need to just go buy some land in Napa. Your first wine would be Norman. Too late.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there is that.
Come on, Pagenaud's Pinot?
Pagenaud's Pinot. Ooh.
What?
Pagenaud's Cab.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Well, that would be Norman.
Yeah.
Wine not.
Good.
Marley's Merlot?
Marley's Merlot. There you go.
Dang.
Too. Yeah.
Anything else you need, just give me a call. Simon, we're happy for you, buddy. I think you know that. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I'll see you after St. Pete, I guess.
Yes. Look at that.
Go
wink,
celebrate.
Wink.
Yeah, wink, wink.
See you, buddy.
See you guys. Thank you.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
decades.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio redefined.
All right, Speed Freaks, thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Sunday night from the Lucas Oil Studios. 21 plus years. 22 years.
This June. That's crazy. That's crazy. As a show, we've graduated from college almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how old I was when we started the show.
Here we go.
Richie, 22 years ago, share with the Freak Nation, how old were you there, my friend?
I got to do some math. Let's see.
It was the year 2000, so it's on.
I was 9.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook Live, our Twitch feed, you can see that Richie, he looks like he's 60, but he's damn near 60 years younger than most of us. So Richie, thank you for hanging out here in the Freak Nation. Coming up in about in about 6 minutes, Chase Sexton, who grabbed himself a 450 Supercross win last weekend in San Diego. And again, we're doing this thing live not only on the Freak Radio Network, but of course on the Freak Video Network.
What are we going to call it? We've been a radio show for 22 years. The video element has come and gone.
Yep.
Now, thanks to the pandemic, we're doing this on social media, and let's give it a name.
Why can't it still be the Freak Nation?
Yeah.
It should just be that. That's true.
We're just the Freak Nation, live with the Freak Nation. We don't even have to say radio unless for the radio network. I've got to say radio from time to time to remind people that there are things we make reference to on our show that you see, not too often, but if you're watching us live on YouTube, then we'll make reference to that from time to time.
All right, good enough.
All right. Gar Robinson, your LMP3 winner from the Daytona 24, will join us next hour, and Chase Elliott will be with us here in the second hour.
Oh my gosh, that seems like a year ago already.
Yeah.
It was just 3 days ago when NASCAR was in our backyard in Phoenix at Phoenix Raceway, their final test of the offseason before kicking into full-time gear at the Clash next weekend.
Right.
What the heck? I feel like this 24 hours has just completely warped my brain. It's a good warp, though.
Well, I don't know if we should get into this because we've got about a minute and a half before we go to break. Statman, so you're the driver of the Cincinnati Bengals bandwagon? Is that true?
Oh yeah, I'm driving the wagon. I'm stopping every time I see somebody, inviting them on.
Okay.
That's allowed? You're a Browns fan.
Well, not as long. If the Bengals have Joe Burrow and the Browns have Baker Mayfield, who would you cheer for?
Oh, wow. All right, you're also an Ohio State fan, so I get it.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
I'm a Buckeye. See, you can see you can see the.
Yeah, where's that state of Ohio behind you?
Right there.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a very good point, Statman. I could agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, what? Maybe we could work some deal to even up Baker Mayfield for Dak Prescott. How do you like that? Would you go for that?
Jesus, what are you doing, man? You're killing me here, bro. You're killing me, bro.
Or Matt Stafford. How about that, Richie?
I'm not giving up Matt Stafford. He's mine. I love him dearly. I don't even know who Jared Goff is anymore. That name has been erased from my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on, Richie. You did not love Matt Stafford all season.
He had 3 bad games, okay? Had 3 bad games. I don't remember that time where I
guys,
tweeted
look at the
out,
clock. We got a break, you bastards.
Oh, well, hey, fine. We're just talking
sorry.
NASCAR, sports cars, football,
All
whatever.
right. Back with Chase Sexton coming up.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, whether you're looking for a tire that balances high-performance responsiveness and traction in wet and light snow conditions, excellent handling and traction in off-road situations, or a summer performance tire designed with the driving enthusiast in mind, General Tire has you covered. From the G-Max RS to the Grabber ATX, no matter what you drive, General Tire will get you where you're going. Learn more at GeneralTire.com. General Tire, supporting the Freak Nation for 2 decades.
Transmissions are one of the most complicated and expensive components in your car or truck. Don't let leaks and low fluid make a bad situation even worse. Use Lucas Transmission Fix in your older car's transmission to stop slipping, hesitation, and rough shifting. Lucas Transmission Fix was specially formulated to make your automatic transmission perform like new, and it actually eliminates most leaks. It also works on light-duty manual transmissions to increase shifting ease and transmission life. Shift your problem to Lucas Transmission Fix. Lucas Oil. It works.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1327. 800-993-1327. That's 800-993-1327.
Hey, Freak Nation, did you hear? With the addition of MAV TV Plus to the MAV TV Motorsports Network, they've got their full live event broadcast schedule for 2021. A total of 226 live race broadcasts featuring the ARCA Menard Series, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Pro Pulling League, American Sprint Car Series, Pro Motocross, and the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl Nationals. MAV TV, the only television network dedicated to motorsports. Go to mavtv.com to get your motorsports fix 24/7, 365.
Hey, Freak Nation, if the grind, whine, and squeal of your vehicle's power steering makes you cringe every time you reach for the wheel, then grab Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. That's Lucas's unique formula that fixes most worn rack and pinions, pumps, and gearboxes, making them perform like new. Using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you'll find it eliminates squeals, seal leaks, and rough spots. And get this, it's 100% guaranteed, so there's no reason to use anything but Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. Lucas Oil, it works.
What up? It's Kenny Sargent, and have you checked out SpeedFreaks' website lately? It's speedfreaks.tv, and it's where you go to download all of our radio shows and our featured podcasts. Plus, it's where you can register for a new set of rubbers from General Tire. Go to speedfreaks.tv, hit the General Tire giveaway banner, fill in all the needed information, and bam! You might get a call from the freaks about rolling on a brand new set of General Tires. Leave the road and take the trails on a new set of General Tires. And our website at speedfreaks.tv.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
All right, Freak Nation, back at the Lucas Oil Studios. Coming up in moments, his name is Chase Sexton. We caught up with him earlier. Just as he now, Statt crash. Was Chase Sexton waiting on his COVID test prior to last night's race Friday afternoon? Was that what it was?
Yes, he was waiting on the results.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting in his. They wouldn't let him in the stadium until the results came back and he was negative or whatever they needed to be for him to get in.
So yeah, he did the old swab up the nostrils and was just waiting. Oh, might as well phone a freak. Yeah,
right.
Let's just get into it. Let's talk about my win in San Diego, yo.
Well, but it's also a case of you look at what they're trying to do with Supercross, and many of these motorsports series Statt Crasher are so careful because of the ramifications that can happen if one of their riders or drivers tests positive. Yeah,
and I don't know where you want to go with that, Kenny, because we could go down several different rabbit holes there. Especially...
Well, we don't need to do rabbit holes. It's just important that these guys test negative.
And I get that to a point.
Sorry. Supercross. Go ahead.
I know. I get that to a point. Go ahead and play the interview. I've got many opinions on that. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but to a point.
All right, so we caught up with Chase Sexton Friday afternoon, again, as he was waiting on the results from his COVID test. Yes, he did pass his COVID test. In fact, got a McThree spot. It's Chase Sexton who got his first win in the 450s last weekend in San Diego. Chase Sexton, Supercross winner from San Diego, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And in all the interviews that I've seen post-race after San Diego, it's all centered around one thing. Again, you're relatively new to the 450 class. We know what you did in the 250s. You got your first win in the 450 class last weekend, but it's getting used to that damn bike, the 450. And Ricky Carmichael, back in the day when he was here in the Freak Nation, talked about the transition into the 450. And initially, and he admitted it on our show, Chase, it scared the crap out of him, man. Is it that big of a jump for you guys still from the 250 to the 450 in Supercross specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal until I actually went and raced the 450. Practicing and stuff, I was fine. But when it comes to race time, it's just a whole different thing. And you kind of forget about the difference between how much weight and how much power the 450 has. So it bit me a few times last year, as everyone saw. And, yeah, it's just difficult. And it is, I mean, last year, my confidence with just riding was at a very, very low point because I was not normally hitting the ground this much. So it definitely takes some to getting used to and kind of figuring out where you can push and where you can't compared to the 250 because it just has so much power and so much weight that it just, everything happens faster. So for me, that was kind of the learning point, and I'm still learning, but I definitely feel more comfortable on it this year.
Where are your comfort points? Like, for instance, you said you had to learn how to, or where you can push this bike a little harder, or where you can't, where you need to let up a little bit. So where are those points? Are you better or maybe not as good yet in the whoops? Or are there certain turns that are better, some jumps? Where are you better on this 450?
I would say that the whoops is the biggest thing because the 250 is so much, like I said, it's so much lighter, and the suspension just I feel like works better on the 250. So the whoops is just you have to be very, I guess, on point every time you go through the whoops in the 450 because that power it can skip out from underneath you. It can do a lot of things really fast. So that was probably my biggest learning point was the whoops. And this year I feel like I'm better in them. And also it comes along with testing and learning the bike and kind of just figuring out what works and what doesn't. So I think for this year, just the overall traction and then the whoops is the biggest part for me. And still learning, like I said, and it's been a good process though. And I feel a lot, like I said, a lot more comfortable and been having fun with the team and just testing new stuff and learning ultimately.
So then, Chase, how crazy is it that you learned so much every weekend last year in Supercross and then motocross, and then suddenly not suddenly, but I'm saying it with air quotes, so to speak, here comes San Diego, and then you made it look so easy. How weird is that every weekend is so difficult, yet then when you win, it's like, well, that's how it's supposed to come together.
It's funny because, like, that race was – I've had so much harder – like, I've had – way harder races than that and not got nearly the result I got last weekend. So I think honestly just putting all those pieces to the puzzle together and it obviously happened last weekend. So my starts have been good. Last weekend really just was more comfortable with the track and more comfortable on the bike, and ultimately that's what I think led me to a win. So yeah, it's really nice, and it's a big weight lifted off my shoulders to finally break through and get that first win. And that was my goal from pre-race press conferences. I always said I just want to win a race this year and get that out of the way. So
boom,
glad we got that, and now we can focus on bigger and better goals.
So Chase Sexton, winner in San Diego. In rallying, they always say that actually in car racing in general, they always say it's hard to drive a slow car fast than it is to drive a fast car fast. Does that matter in motorcycles, that it's harder to drive to ride the 250 fast than to get on the 450 and say everything works the same and it should be easier to drive it fast on a 450? That makes sense.
Yeah, so that, like I said, the 250 is just very it's very easy to ride, but yet you're lacking the horsepower. So I think for the ceiling is definitely higher on the 450. Like if you can figure it out and be able to hit your marks and do everything correctly, I think the ceiling is higher and you can go faster on the 450. I feel like the 250, you're kind of limited because you are down on horsepower, and it's a lot harder to go fast, I guess, on if you're comfortable on the 450. So if you're comfortable and you have more horsepower, obviously it's easier to go faster because it's easier to get out of the corners fast, easier to get through the whoops, as long as you're hitting your marks and stuff like that. But there's also a bigger price to pay if something goes wrong. So it's I guess a catch-22, and you kind of have to. I don't know. I've actually hopped on the 250 last week, and I went through the whoops. I'm like, man, this is way easier. But when you get it right on the 450, it is better. It's just figuring that out and finding those points where you can push.
Have you seen the track layout for Anaheim 2? Look at that. It looks like a cartoon, Chase. How do you have to sit there and go through that? It looks like something Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck would lay out at Anaheim Stadium. Do you learn from seeing this, or do you have to just get on the track and do it?
Honestly, I don't really learn a whole bunch from looking at the track map because it always looks a certain way, and then when you actually go and walk it, it's different because they always either change a few things, tweak a few things after press day. Because I'm actually going to ride the track here in about an hour, so it's always just different. And like the track map can say one thing, and then when you actually get there, it's a different thing. So it looks very busy though and very technical, which usually the layout is. The layout's what it is, so it looks busy, and that should suit me because I feel like the busier the track is, the better I am, and there's 2 sets of loops, so that should be good. And it's a big stadium, so the lap time should be long, and we're doing minutes now, 20 minutes, so I guess the less laps we do is the better it is for us, so the track gets less broken down. So yeah, hopefully it's a good race, and just hoping the lap time is pretty long.
We're talking Chase Sexton. Sorry, Kenny. I was going to jump in there. Chase Sexton. And I was looking through your team roster, not only between the 450s and the 250s, and I saw an interview with you as well where you said that all of your teammates are not American. So you're the only American among the driver roster on your team. What's that like having two Aussies and a German and then yourself as an American?
It's a little bit different because usually it's the Americans that overpower the foreigners, usually here, because especially because it's Supercross. Obviously, if we race MXGP overseas, it'd be the opposite. But it seems like we have more and more people coming over from like Australia, Germany, France, and wanting to race Supercross, which is cool for us. Is it gives us more diversity, and I think it's just cool to have different teammates and kind of see their culture and stuff like that. And I've actually became pretty close with Kenny, which is he's from Germany, and obviously Hunter and Jet I've got to know, they're from Australia. So I think it's cool. It's definitely different. I think it's probably the only team where the Americans are the minority, but no, it's cool. And like I said, it's just cool to see different cultures.
Speaking of MXGP, you retweeted Formula One. Are you a Formula One fan? Because you liked the news with Kimi Räikkönen becoming a team boss now for the Cowie MXGP team.
Yeah. I've been watching F1, I think, since I went to Austin, the Grand Prix there in 2018 and 2019, and then this last year. So I've been to that one 3 times. And I've probably been watching it for like 4 years now. So I'm a pretty big fan. Kimi was I think he was the team owner of Ice One Husqvarna team prior to this one. And then now I think it's even a bigger role. And it's cool that he's that interested in motocross, and it's cool to have that cross platform a little bit. And obviously it brings a lot to motocross having someone in like Kimi being I think is a team principal of Kawasaki or something like that. So, but yeah, definitely a big fan of F1. It's just cool to see those two worlds come together.
Awesome.
Freak Nation, Chase Sexton, 450 pilot, joining us here in the Freak Nation. And what we like to do is check into the cities where cats like yourself were born. How do you pronounce, is it Lemoyne, Illinois? How do you pronounce it?
Lemoyne, Illinois, yeah.
I tried to go French, and it's as damn as American as Lemoyne.
Everyone butchers that name, so you're not the first one.
Hey, look, Chase, your town doesn't have a famous person in it except for you, man. It doesn't have one person that says, so-and-so from Major League Baseball or the NBA. It's not one damn person except for you from Lemoyne, Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my town, we have 750, I think, for the population. So that's very small. So it's definitely slim picking coming out of there. But, yeah, I think my middle school had 120 people, and the high school had 110 maybe total. So
jeez,
it's very small. I think we had one gas station, a post office, maybe one restaurant, which is like a bar kind of, and that's about it. So definitely a very small town, but I loved living there. That's kind of my roots, and I love going back there every year too.
Okay, so how does a dude come from Lemoyne, I can't even say it, Lemoyne, Illinois, all right, and end up winning a Supercross race in San Diego? Where there's a gap there, Broham. It's not like you're in Florida or you're in Texas. You're in a hotbed or Southern California, hotbed of motorsports, bro. How in the hell do you go from there to winning at San Diego?
I guess just when I started racing, I grew up racing tracks around where I was from, and it's actually the Midwest is a pretty big motocross and industry. We have a really good, racing crew that races around there. We had big turnouts at our local races. And from there, I just kind of, grew into me going to amateur nationals, racing Loretta Lynn's, all the big races, and obviously earning a factory ride, and then kind of took me to the pro ranks. And that's kind of the short version of the story, because a lot of stuff happened in between me starting racing and getting to where I was last weekend. So, but yeah, I think the progress of, like I said, racing amateur nationals, getting a factory ride, racing the 250 class, and then now to where I'm at now. It's a pretty cool story. Obviously, it's not normal for people, especially from the Midwest in this industry, to come out and be successful. So I think it's cool. I think Mark Barnett was the only one that's won a Supercross race out of Illinois, which is it's cool to see. And yeah, just a few people, but it's I wouldn't change it because like I said, my roots run pretty deep in me, and I was surrounded by cornfields growing up, which is a lot different than San Diego.
It is true. The Midwest, it mostly goes towards car racing because there's no mountains. There's really no place to practice your craft, whether it's outdoor motocross or something along those lines. So, yeah, it is cool to see. But how quickly Kenny has forgotten about the Mike LaRoccos of the world. Hello, he was from Indiana.
I just said Lamoille. I didn't say anything else. I said Lamoille. He had 100 damn people within a 17-mile radius.
You said Midwest.
I didn't. He did.
Yeah, I said Midwest, actually. But, yeah, I mean, like Mike LaRocco, I think Jeff Emig was from Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I wanted, yeah, so there was definitely some people that came out of the Midwest, but Illinois, I think it was just Mark Barnett. So very small, very small group out of Illinois.
There you go. Chase Sexton here in the Freak Nation. Is there a better name in racing, Statman, than
These
Chase?
days, Jiminy.
Right.
No, but right now it's Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Chase Sexton, Chase the Clouds. I mean, there's all sorts of guys named Chase.
What time
Chase
is it in
the
Columbus
track.
right now?
Hey, man, it's the middle of the morning.
But full disclosure, there is a little bit more to that interview because, of course, it was done on Friday.
Right.
And it has to do with Kenny almost knocking us off the air. So, yes, head to our YouTube page and be sure to check out the very end of that interview as well.
I forgot about that.
Kenny wants to get fresh with a leg, a lady's leg. And he does. But then she has her way
She
with
got
him.
mad and knocked us off the air.
Yeah. Richie, you posted that video, right? Richie is frozen.
I did. I mean, I'm like, yes, I did. It's up on our YouTube page, the entire video, and then just that particular clip is at SpeedFreaks on Twitter, and you can go check it out. And if you watch closely, you will see that I am dead. I am literally dead, dying laughing. Back to you.
Oh.
Yeah. See? There you go.
I am dead. I mean, literally dead.
Literally dead.
All right. Freak Nation, next hour, Chase Elliott joins us, and LMP3 Daytona 24-hour winner, Gar Robinson, back in the Freak Nation. Be sure you follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook Live. We're there for you on Twitch. Hell, we're everywhere, freaks. More freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and, what do we call these things, Crasher?
The Lucas Oil Studios.
Next.
Motorsports Radio, redefined. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined. Broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Second hour of the Freaks, Freak Nation, coming up in about 12 minutes. Chase Elliott, we caught up with him, Phoenix Raceway, for the next gen test. And I told this to Statman late last week. You close your eyes and you'll have a little reminiscence of the old Trans Am cars going around a circle. Yeah, man. So, yeah, we'll hear from Chase Elliott. Also, his name is Gar Robinson. Your LMP3 winner will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. LMP3 winner from the Rolex 24 here in the Freak Nation. Statman, you asked this question earlier in our pre-show meeting about Peacock Network, and Crash and I both said we didn't watch it on the Peacock Network. It was either USA Network or NBC. The big
talking about the Rolex 24 hours.
Did you pay for the Peacock?
Heavens, no. Do I look that? Is there silly written across my forehead here? No, I didn't pay for it. I may later on, but I was just miffed last night that because part of what you enjoying the 24 hours to watch it late at night, you wake up and cars are still racing, and to follow the race. And I don't know, to put it behind two paywalls, one for cable TV and one for streaming, I think it's a bit much.
Or are we just all old and get off my lawn-ish that it doesn't matter? That's just what kids want these days.
Yeah, well, then are kids paying for it? They are. I mean,
Richie. Oh, Richie says no.
Yeah. See, I mean, I just don't want to. Cable has gotten very expensive. I'm paying over $300 a month for my cable, and if I want to throw in $5 here and $10 there and $12 here and $5 there, I got Netflix, and it's too much. It's too much.
$300 a month.
Yeah. Do you have unedited video from the Kremlin? $300 a month?
Yeah, that's a station that they have a little gold key on it, and I can't. When I first paid for it, I bought the gold level, and I got every channel that they had. And then when they took that away, I called and said, "Why don't I get all the channels anymore?" And, "Oh, Mr. Wood, we have Statman, we have a whole new platinum level now. So you
got to pay for platinum.
You got to pay for platinum, yeah."
You got Putin's Playboy Club.
Yeah, well.
Oh, Vladdy.
Yeah, that one costs $25 a month. Right? So, yeah.
Richie, are the kids paying for that nowadays?
Well, speaking for myself and myself alone, I think I have every single paid thing you could get, including Peacock, because that's how I watch my Premier League matches now. Big Liverpool fan now, but I think most people don't. Like, they pick and choose which ones. It's like you pick Netflix for sure, and then if you want to watch Disney Plus, sure. But most of the time, people will do it based on like what shows they want to watch when they come out. That's when they'll like pick it up for a month here and a month there. But I don't know a lot of people my age who are going all out for paying extra for sports packages just so they can watch. Like, I know a lot of the some other of the motorsports out there. Like, I know Supercross is always live on Peacock, etc. But I don't know anybody like my age that's intentionally doing it for that. Mostly it's just whatever TV show the month they want to watch for the most part.
I think if you're a motorsports fan in general, I think Peacock is worth it because of the amount of motorsports you get. We're talking Supercross. We're talking IndyCar. We're talking NASCAR at the end of the second half of the season. We're talking sports cars. So, yeah, I think that if you like all those things, then absolutely, $4.95 a month is worth it. Just don't you dare raise it. Don't you dare raise it. And, yeah, I'm saying that as not purchasing it myself yet.
Oh, that's what they said about Netflix. Netflix started off at $9.99, and what is it, $17.99 or something now? So
What is
they'll
it?
raise it. That's a promise. They're going to raise it.
Yeah.
The same thing they did with Disney Plus for ESPN. It started off at $4.99 and now it's $49.99.
Wow, listen to us.
We are get off my lawn people now.
Man. First world problems, Freak Nation.
Don't
it's
charge
horrible.
Well, what are you paying for all of it, Mr. First
No,
World?
hell no.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I don't need it. I got Disney Plus, Mazachos.
Okay.
All right, Freak Nation, going to resume some affiliates and get back with some Crash Gladys Pit news and notes.
You don't have to pay for it, though.
No, you don't have to pay for this.
Speed Freaks, we promise to suck less. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined. The Freaks.
Bringing in another round of affiliates, Freak Nation. Thank you guys for being a part of the Freak Radio Network. And those of you tuning in to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, thank you for being a part of Speed Freaks on a Sunday night from the Lucas Oil Studios. Crash Gladys, Statt, Man, Kenny Sargent, Richard C. Suave, we're all here. Coming up, Chase Elliott, NASCAR pilot, most popular driver, and champion. NASCAR star Chase Elliott will be in here. And LMP3 champion from your Rolex 24, Gar Robinson, will be here in the Freak Nation. First, Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes, brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. Grab yourself a new set of General Tire. Still got a lot of snow, a lot of ice, a lot of cold weather out there. Go to GeneralTire.com to find the right tire for that righteous ride. Crasher?
Yep, yet again, after 24 hours of racing at the World Center of Racing in Daytona, it came down to the final stint, and for some classes, the final lap. Four-time Indy 500 champ Elliott Castroneves. He's had quite the 12 months, starting on this very same weekend last year with his first overall win in the Rolex 24 Hours. Then he shocked the racing world with his fourth Indy 500 win in the month of May at the ripe age of 45, I believe. And now here he is, standing on top of that Daytona podium again as the overall winner. Elliott, he's going to be racing full-time in IndyCar this season. He's on a quest for his hashtag one for the thumb, meaning another Indy 500 ring for the thumb, a la Tom Brady style. But right now, let's just enjoy him racking up the Rolex watches these days, too. Heck, every win includes a fence climb, and he even got Simon Pagenaud to climb with him today. Elliott could not have driven across that start-finish line, though, without massive help from his co-drivers. Like I just said, Indy 500 winner Simon Pagenaud, you heard from him about an hour ago, and also full-time Shank IMSA drivers Tom Blomqvist and Oliver Jarvis. It was a very cold and unpredictable 24 hours that was well worth the overnight lack of sleep. IndyCar's Colton Herta drove his LMP2 prototype across the stripe first to take that win with Pato O'Ward, Devlin DeFrancesco, and Eric Lux. LMP3 saw momentum continuation with a dominant win with drivers Gar Robinson, Felipe Fraga, Kay Van Berlo, and Michael Cooper. GTDP was that amazing final lap pass with Matthew Jaminet ending up first for himself, Matt Campbell, and new Porsche hire, a guy you might have heard of, Felipe Nasser. GTD winners were Jan Halen, Jack Robinson, and Richard Lates, and Ryan Hardwick. All right, Supercross, we had Christian Craig was his third win in 4 races, but he just won yet again. Check it all out, racer.com.
How about this?
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, if the grind, whine, and squeal of your vehicle's power steering makes you cringe every time you reach for the wheel, then grab Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. That's Lucas's unique formula that fixes most worn rack and pinions, pumps, and gearboxes, making them perform like new. Using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you'll find it eliminates squeals, seal leaks, and rough spots. And get this, it's 100% guaranteed, so there's no reason to use anything but Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. Lucas Oil, it works.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1327. 800-993-1327. That's 800-993-1327.
Hey, Freak Nation, did you hear? With the addition of MAV TV Plus to the MAV TV Motorsports Network, they've got their full live event broadcast schedule for 2021. It's a total of 226 live race broadcasts featuring 11 highly competitive racing series. This year's live coverage on MAV TV features the ARCA Menard Series, midget car action provided by the Power Eye National Midget League, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and the Pro Pulling League. There's even the Moto America Series, Midwest Drag Racing Series, American Sprint Car Series, Pro Motocross, Hoosier Arena Cross, and the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl National. It's MAV TV's most robust live coverage schedule in network history. So come join us at MAV TV, the only television network in the U.S. dedicated exclusively to motorsports. For more information on MAV TV and MAV TV Plus, go to mavtv.com to get your motorsports fix 24/7, 365.
Time is more valuable today. There's less time to keep our vehicles looking their best. That's where Lucas Oil Slick Mist Speed Wax steps up. It's great for paint, chrome, glass, and vinyl. Lucas Oil Slick Mist simply mists on and then wipes off, leaving a new car shine every time. It's quick and easy and works on wet or dry surfaces. For a complete detail, there's also Slick Mist Interior or Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hey, Freak Nation, whether you're looking for a tire that balances high-performance responsiveness and traction in wet and light snow conditions, excellent handling and traction in off-road situations, or a summer performance tire designed with the driving enthusiast in mind, General Tire has you covered. From the G-Max RS to the Grabber ATX, no matter what you drive, General Tire will get you where you're going. Learn more at GeneralTire.com. General Tire, supporting the Freak Nation for 2 decades.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
All right, Freak Nation, Lucas Oil Studios, thank you for making this thing possible. Lucas Oil's been a part of this for 20 plus years and a friend of the Freak Nation, by the way. Forrest Lucas, the namesake for Lucas Oil Stadium, Lucas Oil Speedway, Lucas Oil Everywhere. He is going to be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame next weekend. Congratulations to you, Forrest Lucas. The next-gen car testing was going off in Phoenix for a couple of days last weekend. Coming up in moments, we'll hear from Chase. There's not too many dudes or people, women, men in general, that you'll air portions of a press conference. But right. Richie, you can vouch for this. We could put up 30 seconds of Chase Elliott on anything of our social media, and he'll get thousands of hits. Him and Kyle Larson, you just mention those dudes, you'll put a shot of a profile, and people will comment on it.
We had somebody in the comments of the YouTube stream talking about how they were a big Chase Elliott fan, right. And I hope they're still watching us right now because you're going to hear a bit of this. But yeah, Chase Elliott's the most popular driver in NASCAR for a reason, and I'm glad people enjoyed the content this week because there's only a few members of the media there at Phoenix Raceway, including us. So we had it exclusively on our YouTube channel, Chase Elliott's press conference.
Statt, man, you going to the Clash in Los Angeles next weekend?
Yeah, I'm start walking tomorrow morning.
Okay. Crash, you going?
No, you just mentioned where we will be next week in Missouri with the
I'm not going.
Hall of Fame.
Statman's going to start walking. He may get there by the USC-UCLA game in September next year.
That's true.
There is one member.
I'm not make it by the 4th of July.
Okay.
There is one person that is going to the Clash. Who might that be?
That's me. I get to go on the SpeedFreaks Dottom. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait. Last time I went to the Los Angeles Coliseum, it was a crap box during the Rams playoff run a couple years ago. It's since been renovated. It looks really cool, and I can't wait to be there. And I'm excited to see how many fans actually show up.
That's the only stadium in the world that's hosted 2 Olympics, dude.
Yep, Olympics.
That was back when it was like state of the art. It's not that way anymore. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it's a cool venue. I can't wait. And if the next gen test is any indication, with just 3 and 4 cars running around a 1 mile track at the same time, I can't imagine how loud it's going to be having 20 cars plus at the same time on a quarter-mile track. Like, it's going to be so loud. So when I come back on Monday, if you don't hear from me, it's because I literally can't hear. So we'll find out.
Yeah, this new car, this next-gen car is so much louder. There's exhaust coming out of both sides. So imagine that, first of all, and then bouncing off the concrete walls at every track. It's insane. It is absolutely insane, but I love it.
Can I put this out there? And this was a little NASCAR insight, a little NASCAR. Okay, a NASCAR person put this bug in my ear. He said, Kenny, you know that torch? It's going to be lit.
Right.
Here's something for you in the Freak Nation. Who is going to light that torch?
And he was definitely insinuating that it will be a big-name celebrity. Right?
We'll probably make a big deal of it and be like David Spade.
Come on.
Dude, they got Ice Cube to perform during the race.
Well, that's the thing. It won't be Ice Cube or Pitbull, right? Because they're both performing. It's not going to be that DJ that they just announced that's going to be playing music throughout the Clash. So, yeah, it's got to be somebody else. I mean, is it going to be like Will Ferrell? Will he come do it in like a diaper or something? I don't know.
What about Magic?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Magic would be good.
And
let's put it out there. Richie, put it out on Twitter.
Yep.
See if people can start guessing.
My apologies, but again, I think I was drinking at 9, 10 o'clock that morning when he told me that. But I think he said it's someone that has actually performed or has participated in something in that stadium. And I said,
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, gosh, Dad, come on. Oh, man. There you go.
What?
He said O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
OJ. Yeah. Oh, Statt, man. There you go. Yeah, okay.
Well, he has performed in there.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's a celebrity.
Well, I
Lots
thought,
of USC.
Rayford Johnson died, about a year and a half ago.
Carl Lewis.
Farther back than that, but yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Carl Lewis, maybe?
Let's go Carl Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Carl Lewis, but would that make enough of a splash?
Oh, please.
I know. I think he's ginormous, but
Or
the
Ben-
kids these days.
Is Ben Johnson still alive, Statt, man?
Yeah, Ben Johnson. I don't think he is, but Ben Johnson may not be the
Flojo.
Personality they want. Flojo's gone.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Wow.
Pastrana. I mean, we've got lots of X Games that have gone through there, Olympics.
No, Ben Johnson, he turned 60 last year. He's still alive. Remember those eyeballs of Ben Johnson? My God, those are bloodshot.
Ben Johnson still around?
Yep. Rayford Johnson died in 2020. Yep.
Yeah,
All right, so give more guesses.
You can't believe it. The guy on Fox today said the Rams haven't been to the Super Bowl since they've been back in L.A. So you can't believe everything you hear in the media.
What?
Yeah.
Wasn't it just 2 years ago?
Let's
Like 2019, yeah.
let's just okay, come on. Statman's trying. He's dangling that carrot. Let's go. Let's just leave it like that. Okay. Chase Elliott again. You don't care. It's great audio. It's great video. But as Chase Elliott was testing the next gen car at Phoenix Raceway, a number of us media hacks had a chance to ask him numerous questions. It's about 6-7 minutes of Chase Elliott giving some great insight to running the next gen car for the 2022 season, which makes its debut at the Clash.
Car felt to me. So, yeah, honestly, I would tend to agree with him. I feel like my biggest complaints are really driver compartment centralized more than anything. Just trying to get the pedals to feel comfortable and the right angles and all those things, which are very very personal to every driver. People are going to have different different tendencies and wants in that area.
With just a week out before the Clash, what are your thoughts on heading to a stadium as iconic as the LA Coliseum?
Yeah, it's just crazy that we're already through January and, starting February more than anything. I just can't believe that time's flying like it is right now. But just, excited to get the season going. I think it's a great a great venue. I think it's going to be a fun event, and that's what it was intended to be, is a fun and exciting event to kick off our season. And I think it's going to do exactly that. So, if you're going to try something, that's a great race to go and try it with, because it's, no points. It's not like it really matters at the end of the day. So we'll either hit a home run as an industry or not. Hopefully so, and I think it has a lot of potential to do that. So hopefully it's entertaining and people have fun watching, and at home and on TV. And then obviously the folks that are there, hopefully they can get that thing sold out and have a nice looking crowd.
What's it been like for you being a part of this entire transition period? Like, it's a big moment in the sport.
Yeah, it's different. I've never gone through this, kind of my first time with a car change, especially one this big. And I think too, I'm not sure that this industry, or at least the Cup Series, has ever seen a change quite this large. I mean, they've changed bodies and things over the years, but a lot of the components were very similar to what they had prior to that. This is not. I mean, this is a very different approach. A lot of new things, new designs, and things like that. So it'll be interesting. I've told a lot of people I feel like there's going to be a lot change in the first 6 months of the season. I think people are likely going to go to some of these racetracks and probably not know exactly how they want to build their cars and have their cars trimmed out and what type of aerodynamic package you want to have. And then you're going to get 6 months into this deal and everybody's going to kind of have an idea and a direction of where they want to go, and you're probably going to see things close up, I would say, in the latter part of the year. But I'm anxious to go through that learning process and kind of see who guesses right first, and hopefully it's us. And then whether it is or it, and you definitely want to make sure you're on the upswing at the right time, like always, and I think that swing is going to be a pretty big one this year.
Other drivers such as Daniel Suarez and Michael McDowell have talked about how there could be a less of a gap between the top drivers and the other teams. How do you see that from your perspective with this new car?
I think the top drivers are always going to be the top drivers. I think the guys who are really good are always going to be really good. And I think whether there's a really large window of an opportunity or a really small one to differentiate yourself from the next guy, I think your really talented drivers are going to find that, and they're going to be able to replicate it more often than not. And I think that goes in the same tune with the teams. I think the smart people are going to figure things out quicker than the ones who aren't. And the innovators and leaders are going to have more success with finding those things than the guys who are following. So I don't know that a lot's going to change there. You might be working in a different window, but I think the guys who are really good are still going to be really good, and the teams who are really good are still going to be hard to beat. Hopefully it gives opportunity to folks who might not have as much funding to compete on a higher level. But I still think we're still racing, we're still motorsports, and we all know how that works.
It seems like we've been doing a lot of testing in the off season, but I'm not sure how much actual time individual drivers have had in this car. But I just wondered, as you start next week with actually doing some racing, how do you feel? What's your personal comfort level as to, do you have a general idea what you might expect when you actually get out on the racetrack with other drivers?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I feel like the Clash is going to be such a departure from the rest of our season. I mean, that track and how small it is, and the things that are going to take place out there, I feel like is just going to be really, really different from what we're going to see all year. We're going to be going really slow. The corners are going to be really tight, and that's not the norm at all. So potentially a good opportunity for us to kind of get our feet wet, though, in an environment like that. But I think to compare that to the rest of them would probably be a mistake. But I feel good about going out there and racing. I think we can go put on a good show, and whether the race is really good or not, I think that you have an opportunity in an environment like that to make it an exciting event. And I think we have a chance as an industry to do that, and I think we will. So hopefully it's exciting and people enjoy being there and have fun and enjoy that venue, because that is might be the only time we ever do it. So we might ought to all enjoy this while it's here and make the most of it. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of learn as you go. I haven't driven a car on a speedway, so my first opportunity will be Tuesday of the week of the 500. And then as we go out west, we're going to go to California, which I don't know that anybody has been out there. Maybe they have, but that's going to be different. We haven't really driven on a track that is that flat and that big. Charlotte, was a mile and a half. I did do a test there, and I did the Roval, test too. So I might have an idea what you're going to see at Vegas. And then obviously we're here. So yeah, we'll see. But there's definitely a lot to learn. I think a lot of things that we don't really know the answer to just yet. And the other thing is, when we start tearing these things up, what's our time frame look like of getting them back together properly and back to the racetrack, and how quickly are we going to run through our inventory? Because I think it's pretty small right now. So all these things are up in the air.
Hey, Chase, Kenny Sargent, SpeedFreaks, and John Probst was in here earlier talking about the build of this car and the camaraderie and the input that they've taken from teams and drivers per se. From your perspective, do you feel that the intake from the drivers and maybe the team owners has been consequential in the development of where we are with this next-gen car?
Yeah, I mean, I don't sit in on the owner meetings or anything like that. I've been in a couple of the driver meetings there after we tested at Charlotte and things of that nature. But I don't know. I probably have a little different opinion. I almost don't even want an opinion, just because it's not my job, right, to design these things and to sit back and act like I know what's right, because I don't think I know every detail of the way it should be, and I'll be the first one to tell you that. So the way I view it is, it's 2022. We should never be taking a step backwards. As long as we're taking steps forward and safety and innovation and product on the racetrack, then I'm good. And I think that we have an opportunity to do that. And it's the same for everybody. It's kind of my viewpoint on it. Everybody kind of has this box to start in, and we're all very fortunate to do this for a living. So I don't want to be the guy to police it. I just want to go and do my job and try to go faster than the rest of them, and do my part and go on down the road.
Statman, have you had a chance to see the layout of this track in the Coliseum?
I've just seen the pictures that they've shown during the football games when they fly a drone or a helicopter over it. It looks like it's going to be a bit difficult for some of the drivers to get around, because they're used to, when they say get their elbows out, if they get their elbows out on this track, they're going to be in the third row. So it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be a litany chorus of "I don't like this."
Drivers don't complain.
He was just complaining in the news conference right there.
I give NASCAR a whole hell of a lot of credit for just doing something freaking different.
Yes, without question, trying something different.
Just try it. Who knows?
Expand the base, get some more people interested. There's more people in Los Angeles County than there is in 7 or 10 of the states that they race in.
Exactly. And some good news on that. Apparently 70% of the tickets sold for this are first-time NASCAR buyers.
Yes, that's the whole point of this. That's if that is the case, they will be a rousing success.
Yep,
absolutely.
All right, Freak Nation, we'll resume with more Speed Freaks from Lucas Oil Studios, and coming up in about 11, 12 minutes, Gar Robinson, LMP3 Daytona 24-hour winner. Coming up, Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
of fingers with the.
Decades. You're listening to Speed Freaks Motorsports Radio Redefined.
I knew we were going to get some good responses on Twitter in regards to who should light or who is going to light the torch for the Clash coming up next Sunday at the LA Coliseum. I was told that I believe I was told it was someone that has played in the Coliseum. Statman, you were just a baby boy for Super Bowl I, but remember Super Bowl I was played there. I don't know what Super Bowl it was. It was Washington and Miami. I thought, why not Bob Greasy might show up.
You know who else? It just dawned on me.
Who's that?
Was it Mark Harmon, who played quarterback for UCLA when they used to play in the Coliseum? And he's a huge star on NCIS. That would fit all those boxes.
Mm-hmm. Crasher, here are some responses you're seeing on Twitter.
Well, it's kind of funny. The first one that came into my account was exactly who Statman said. Hey, how about O.J. Simpson? But I've also seen Marcus Allen, Carl Lewis. We talked about Carl Lewis a little bit earlier. This is not true. Realistically, I think it's Lincoln Riley. No. Some other people were saying
a game there yet.
No, exactly. Some other people are saying it's got to be motorsports stars from California, Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon in a wrestling match. No, guys, it's got to be someone with significance to that stadium, to the Coliseum. Steve Rice was another name brought up.
A cage match with Kyle Larson and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
there you go.
My eyes are so bad I can't read those responses on Twitter, so I might need you, Richie, on that one.
It got some Richard Petty's in there, some O.J. Simpsons in there. Kyle Larson seems to be the overwhelming favorite alongside Richard Petty. However, I don't know if you would do an active driver to do it by any means. So. My pick, of course, is the NFC champion, Los Angeles Rams, everybody.
Oh, there you go. Just 1 week before the Super Bowl, just down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else just chimed in saying, well, if it has to be a consideration of someone with significance, and it might be motorsports, how about Robbie Gordon? Would that be an X Games consideration?
X Games didn't his trucks ran in there.
Yeah.
His
he ran back when the Mickey Thompson stuff was going on. So he's performed in the Coliseum.
Or Rick Johnson, former Supercross motocross star.
Travis Pastrana, he did a double back flip in that Coliseum. Come on.
He's also got a busted pelvis.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Well, he can still light a torch.
Knowing Travis, he would still do it, Statman.
Yeah, he'd come in on a parachute, or he'd jump out of an airplane with no parachute and grab the torch as he went by and flame it.
He'd have a big lighter. That was supposed to be a big lighter clicking for you.
Oh yeah, you were spot on.
Freak Nation, coming up, his name is Gar Robinson, and doggone it, we didn't determine, was it Garfield? Where the hell did you get Gar?
Is it Garth? Is it Garfield? Is it gargantuan?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. And would you please welcome your new baby boy, Gargantuan?
Gargantuan Robinson.
He's going to join us next segment. LMP3 winner from the Daytona 24-hour. He'll be here in the Freak Nation as we, again, do this thing live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and our Freak Radio Network. Freak Nation.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined. Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Hey, Freak Nation, if the grind, whine, and squeal of your vehicle's power steering makes you cringe every time you reach for the wheel, then grab Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. That's Lucas's unique formula that fixes most worn rack and pinions, pumps, and gearboxes, making them perform like new. Using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you'll find it eliminates squeals, seal leaks, and rough spots. And get this, it's 100% guaranteed, so there's no reason to use anything but Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. Lucas Oil, it works.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1327. 800-993-1327. That's 800-993-1327.
Hey, Freak Nation, did you hear? With the addition of MAV TV Plus to the MAV TV Motorsports Network, they've got their full live event broadcast schedule for 2021. It's a total of 226 live race broadcasts featuring 11 highly competitive racing series. This year's live coverage on MAV TV features the ARCA Menard Series, midget car action provided by the Power Eye National Midget League, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and the Pro Pulling League. There's even the Moto America Series, Midwest Drag Racing Series, American Sprint Car Series, Pro Motocross, Hoosier Arena Cross, and the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl National. It's MAV TV's most robust live coverage schedule in network history. So come join us at MAV TV, the only television network in the U.S. dedicated exclusively to motorsports. For more information on MAV TV and MAV TV Plus, go to mavtv.com to get your motorsports fix 24/7, 365.
Time is more valuable today. There's less time to keep our vehicles looking their best. That's where Lucas Oil Slick Mist Speed Wax steps up. It's great for paint, chrome, glass, and vinyl. Lucas Oil Slick Mist simply mists on and then wipes off, leaving a new car shine every time. It's quick and easy and works on wet or dry surfaces. For a complete detail, there's also Slick Mist Interior or Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Lucas Oil, it works.
Hey, Freak Nation, whether you're looking for a tire that balances high-performance responsiveness and traction in wet and light snow conditions, excellent handling and traction in off-road situations, or a summer performance tire designed with the driving enthusiast in mind, General Tire has you covered. From the G-Max RS to the Grabber ATX, no matter what you drive, General Tire will get you where you're going. Learn more at GeneralTire.com. General Tire, supporting the Freak Nation for 2 decades.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
And Scott, a great point. By the way, you're back with the Freaks, Lucas Oil Studios. Did Tom Brady ever play there when he was with Michigan?
He might have played there if they ever came to the Coliseum in those 3 years that the Rams played there before they went to Inglewood.
Or that, true.
I don't remember that. But yeah, he might have played there when Michigan came out from someplace.
I like Chris's response on Twitter just now. How about Reggie Bush? But would he have to give something back?
Hey, ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah. Hello.
He's going to light the torch with his Heisman Trophy.
Yeah. All that cash he has underneath his bed, man.
Stop.
How do you think guys like Reggie Bush feel? They got his Heisman taken away, And now there are dudes coming out of high school signing $1 million contracts with colleges.
That's exactly what he was doing. Maybe not that much, but yeah, now it's legal. Well, how do you think pot smokers feel? The ones that got arrested for it 10 years
in jail
ago.
right now.
Right?
Right. Now it's legal. Come on.
Freak Nation, Statman, real quick, can you explain to those that aren't familiar what the hell an LMP3 is, car in sports cars? We've got Gar Robinson, your winner in the LMP3 class for the Daytona 24-hour.
It's a smaller engine car. I think it's 4 cylinders. I think it's a Nissan engine in his car. But yeah, it's a prototype 2-seater. I think the prototypes are supposed to have a second seat. Whether or not anybody could fit in it is another issue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they've got the DPIs and then the LMP2, stands for Le Mans Prototype 2, the class that could race there, and the LMP3, which is a class that could race at Le Mans. But I think they're 4-cylinder engines.
His name is Gar Robinson, your LMP3 winner. We caught up with him earlier after he won the Daytona 24-hour. Man, so you're hoping to run out of fingers with these 24-hour wins, huh?
I think we're going for just appendages first, then we'll go to fingers.
That's greatness. All right, here we go. Freak Nation LMP3 winner, again, from your Daytona 24-hour, Gar Robinson, joining us here in the Freak Nation in the Lucas Oil Studios, hanging out in his bus, holding on to his phone if you're watching this on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook Live. You look a little gassed, man, like you just ran a 24-minute race. You're a little tired, huh?
Yeah. I guess I get. We don't really go for the goal never really is post-race aesthetics, but I am what I am, I guess.
Yeah, that hair looks a little matted down like you wore a lid for a few hours, buddy.
Yeah. Well, more of a beanie. It was really, really cold. It was like 30-something degrees all weekend, or like all night. So it was tire temps were not easy to get, and it was quite cold for Florida. And I thought people go to Florida to escape the cold winter from up north, but I guess it found us here.
Yeah, and post-race aesthetics are not necessary when you're a winner, for crying out loud. And now it's 2 years in a row, and you're the champion. You can just tell Kenny to put it where the sun don't shine, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. That's brutal.
Yeah,
He says, yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, Kenny, you should.
Holy smokes. Fighting words, Gar Robinson.
Do what?
I said, those are fighting words, man.
No,
Holy.
we had someone trying to get in the motorhome.
Got it.
I had to throw pillows at him.
Cool. Hey, you talked about the cold, and I haven't heard too many drivers complain about it. Was it better than running in 85-degree, 90% humidity when it was 30 degrees?
Yes, for me, because I'm quite the sweater. But the only problem, I liked the temperature. The temperature was fine until I started losing feeling in my feet. So we have but I bet for a guy that has a front engine car, I bet they were loving it. But it was getting a little bit chilly. This is why I kind of don't go snow skiing anymore. I'm more of a water sports kind of guy now. But no, it was pretty chilly. I think when I started, it was maybe low 40s, high 30s, and then toward the end of the night, or the middle of the night, it got to be like 33 degrees. I think I saw, but I started out 4 hours in the car for the first stint, and my feet were pretty chilly by the end of it.
Oh, so you're not talking about your feet being chilly, sitting in the pit box, or basically waiting out for your next turn to drive. You're talking about as a driver.
We're talking about 180 mile an hour wind chill.
Oh my gosh! Never even thought of that.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's not comfortable.
We had most of the front foot box taped up as best we could, and the all the vents kind of coming in. We got most of them in, most of them taped up. But yeah, it was pretty chilly. But I mean, as long it could be whatever temperature it wanted to be, as long as it wasn't raining, I was just fine.
Okay, so even with a lack of tire grip and your feet almost frostbitten, you were A-okay because guess what? You still brought home the win. Yay.
Exactly. So.
Wow.
Gar Robinson, you won the first LMP3 race and almost every one since then. You dominate this class. You like staying there or maybe moving up to something faster where you may not be as dominant?
I think we want to stay here for a little bit. Until a better opportunity or a better class or opportunity presents itself. I know in the next few years there's going to be a lot of different changes in the IMSA paddock or the IMSA class structure and stuff. I think some classes are changing styles of cars and stuff like that. Like these cars are they're such a large investment initially, so we never really want to. We'd like to kind of get the most out of our investment when we buy a car or start a program with a specific type of car. Because when you start, you have to have spares and engines, and you do development and all sorts of testing, and the team starts to know that specific car. And then when you decide to change cars, you have to kind of restart the whole process again and go do that again. So we like LMP3 a lot right now. But I think in the future, definitely something a little bit more is probably definitely in our sights. But for now, I think we're going to focus on 2022 and trying to defend our championship from 2021.
Has the domination made your phone a lot busier from sponsors? And how can we get involved in cars that are always at the front?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it gets a little bit busier. I've had a couple different offers and stuff like that, but
cool.
But yeah, just people being real supportive and a lot of followers and stuff like that coming in. But
can you tell them to send me a big box of that when you're talking to them on the phone?
I'll do my best. But
Gar, you had referenced at some point last year, we're talking to Gar Robinson, LMP3 winner from Daytona, back-to-back wins at the Rolex 24 Hours. Of course, last year's champion in the LMP3 class as well. And you had mentioned after your championship, I don't know if this was at the banquet or in an interview sometime after that you learn every time you're out on the track. You learn almost every lap something different. What did you learn in the off season and what did you learn throughout this race to keep this momentum that you guys have going?
Well, I mean, all the momentum kind of, we gained a lot of momentum last year, and I learned a lot about these cars, and because I came from Trans Am and GT cars, so going from something like that, which is a little bit heavier, not as much downforce, less tires, a little bit more power, but still heavier, and just all around different driving style of cars. Having to learn how to deal with a car that's primarily using downforce and much lighter and just drives a completely different way was it had its challenges, but it's really funny. So so last year was my first full season in a prototype car, and then the year before was my first full season in IMSA. So it was fun. It was weird because it was funny because like I was the younger kid, or I was the younger guy. I was 25, 26 between those two seasons, and I was learning a lot from my co-drivers and some people who coached me, and I was just learning a lot as an up and coming driver. And it was really funny because I turned 27 a week or 2 weeks ago. And so now I'm starting to get on to that late 20s now. So I'm getting up there now, I guess.
Whoa.
Oh,
no.
You old bastard.
You are not even close to old.
But it was weird because none of my co-drivers this year were my co-drivers for the 24 hours last year. Right. So, and I had more Rolex 24-hour starts than everyone on the team, or all the drivers on the team. So it kind of made me step back or change my role from someone who's trying as much as they can to learn. I still do try and learn as much as I can for myself. But it went from going and relying on someone else teaching me what to do to going out and trying to educate and get people familiar with all the experiences and stuff that I've had in these cars and with this race. Because it's not just, this race isn't just about being fast. Having pace and stuff really helps, but you really do need to have good racecraft and have really good mechanical sympathy to the car and just run a smart race. And I just tried to relay as much information that I know to my co-drivers who had never run this car in the 24 hours before, just what goes on in this race. And that's what we tried. It was weird trying. It was probably the first time. It was the first time in my racing career that I've started to do that. So I really did enjoy that. So that really did make this year or this 24 hours.
And they're probably mad at you for not suggesting toe warmers. So now next year, to be equipped with those.
Well, I was the first one in the car, so I got to tell. I was the guy that told them to tape the nose up, and that helped a lot. But
so your first stint was without the front taped, so that was the coldest that you could possibly be potentially right there.
Yes.
Oh,
bam.
Oh, no
Yeah.
bueno.
What's it like being in an LMP3 car? I thought about this last year, and it just came to mind again when you mentioned challenges. What's it like to be in an LMP3 car and the DPIs come along and they're 30, 40 miles an hour faster and they're flashing their lights at night? It must be a challenge to get out of their way.
Well, you kind of have to. There's certain things that you can do to try. There's only so much that you can kind of do to communicate between drivers out of class and stuff like that. And so, but you can also use quicker cars and stuff. Like when you're battling with someone else or something like that, you can kind of hold those cars and try and send them at a specific time so they catch the car in front of you and slow them down so you can benefit from that. But when you're out there by yourself or leading or something like that, a lot of people, some people, I don't understand why, but they'll try and race a car out of class to a corner or whatever. But usually it's a lot more beneficial to let them by as easily as possible and try and get through corners single file as much as you possibly can. But just you got to measure out your risks in all different situations and stuff. And we rely a lot on our spotters and stuff like that, especially at Daytona, because it's daylight and night. So there's that. But for the most part, you kind of just have to be smart with it. It's kind of nice because I've been kind of in, not in DPI scenario, but at least in going to prototypes now, I'm not the slowest class anymore. So I kind of understand what it's like to pass and to be passed. So I kind of try and do my best what I would want someone else to move out, how I would want someone else to treat me. I race them that way.
Hey, Gar, did you change up your drink of choice after this Daytona 24-hour? Are you drinking anything high dollar post race or what?
Oh, no. Oh, post race?
Yeah, post race.
Yeah.
Celebratory.
I don't know. Probably get into some Red Bull stuff or something. I don't know. We'll see. Not anything high dollar.
Whoa. There you go. Hey,
not anything high dollar. But
all right.
Just yeah.
Just settle down. You'll get this, man.
Staying cheap in Daytona tonight, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Gar, congratulations on this, man. It's a big win for you, and you're covering up those wrists with Rolex, buddy. It's badass.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try our best, and we're gonna get. Now we'll take this momentum and move on to Sebring and try and get the 36 hours of Florida.
Bang!
Yes.
All right.
Boom.
See what we can do.
Gar Robinson here in the Freak Nation. Shoot the juice to the moose, and Statt, man.
Cut it loose.
See ya, Freak Nation. Thanks for being a part of this big old thing.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Decades.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.